welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing Legendinthemist. We've been off for a few weeks. The year has changed. Everything's different. Long is the same. He's got his hat on. And yeah, I forget how to do everything. I started getting all those little messages on my screen. I forgot that Discord tells me when I go live 1,000 times. So that was freaking me out a little bit. But yeah, we're back, and we'll see how we'll see. We'll see. We did the last time we played. We did the Snaggletooth fell off a cliff thing. So I don't think we had a cliffhanger. We'll probably start simple. Probably do some camp actions or something just to ease back into the game. But we'll go from there. But I got a question. It's New Year's. Do any of you do New Year's resolutions? Do New Year's resolutions?
No, I don't do that.
No. Okay.
Wow. You got a screen full of head shakes.
It's going to make this opening conversation awkward. Okay, so then if you had to, in character, come up with a New Year's resolution for your character in the setting of ours, what would it be? So while they're thinking, I'm just going to keep talking. I'm just going to fill. Nothing interesting. What's that?
More gains.
More gains. Okay.
Okay.
So
blacksmith front line. More gains. Definitely.
Okay.
More chicken eating. More gains.
All right. Melissa, do you have something for Morgan?
It's interesting because I feel like Morgan's New Year's resolution for the past couple of years has been to find Aiden. That, this will be the year that she will find Aiden. So I'm not sure if she's kind of come off of that New Year's resolution yet, because now she's heard that there might be some reason why kind of our area was kind of cut off from the larger group. So just double down on that, I would say.
Okay. So the same resolution that you have now failed at for 2-3 years? How long has it been since Aiden disappeared?
It's been 2 years, but I mean, just like in real life, we keep making the same resolutions and failing, and then we try it again next year, and this is going to be the year we do the thing. So I feel like this isn't too far off.
Okay, fair enough.
Mine's also to find Aiden.
Wait, what?
I said mine's also to find Aiden.
It's not to be a better nephew? It's not to pitch in at the candle making shop? It's not to, none of those things?
Oh, it's definitely getting the candles out there. Make sure the village only uses our candles.
Okay. Okay, you want to get a monopoly on candles. Okay, got it. I think you already have one. I think you guys might be the only candle making shop within Isvik. Okay, what about Snaggletooth? Does Snaggletooth have a New Year's resolution?
I mean, the plan is always to help others carry the load, and then, try and resist the urge to burn things or kill people. So, just
those are good.
Little goal.
Yeah, I think those are good. Those are definitely good ones to do. All right. Well, we ready to get started? We ready to do this? I did write a summary, but I did it purely based upon memory. I didn't go back and re-listen. So last time around, we ended with Snaggletooth. Snaggletooth fell. And we ended with him nearly dying but he did survive. He started having these like flashes of his life before dying kind of deal. But something was going weird with those visions a bit. Things weren't kind of working the way they were supposed to. He did survive, however. Morgan, Lloyd, you got out of Isvig, but you had to burn a bridge with the Constable Bell because you blackmailed him effectively. And then you managed to track down Snaggletooth's camp, where he had gotten attacked by that sort of serpent dragon sort of thing. And eventually you spotted him where he had fallen off the cliff into the river. The three of you got reunited, and you started looking for Kick. You kind of pushed westward a bit. Kick, you had a pretty reasonable night's sleep. You slept up in a tree. You tried to talk to a crow. Crow may or may not have been Auntie Eldrin. You're not really sure. You didn't really get a direct answer.
She was.
Maybe. So you started to go into the forest, which is, as we know, your favorite biome. And you were kind of wandering around, lost for a bit, and then eventually you spotted an elk, one of those same elk that we saw the elves using to transport some of the leaf that Snaggletooth had been growing for them. And so you took that as a sign to follow it. And it did, in fact, lead you to the edge of this elven village, Asteron, that is kind of deep in the forest. Hours later, we kind of saw the same thing happen a little bit to the rest of the crew, and all of you were finally reunited inside this village. It was abandoned, effectively, though, with the exception of 2 elves that you had met before, the ones that had fetched the weed. So it's Adraka and Clothier, both of whom recognized you all. They explained how all of the elves and Jack, your friend Jack, apparently, had descended below the surface and basically started to hibernate amongst the roots of the trees. And that's apparently what the elves do whenever this kind of calamity comes around. And that's how they survive it, or whatever it might be. Jack was given some kind of honorary space in doing so because of some kind of favor with Poe. And then the remaining 2, they like kind of stand around and they kind of watch the animals until it's no longer safe to do so. And then they join their kin. Kick, you were trying to get a boat from them. They didn't want to give one to you, but then when Morgan came around, and they knew Morgan to be somebody who is knowledgeable of the water, they agreed to give you all a boat because you guys are running out of time to meet Poe. I think you're on your last day. Sometime today, you're supposed to meet Poe, but unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of a lake, and you have to go to the complete opposite side of the lake. And so that was it. That was kind of where we ended, with you all making that deal and then resting in the Elvish village. So that's where we stopped. So let's go ahead. We're going to pick up basically right there. What we'll do is we'll say that, like, I guess we can do let's do some camp actions and stuff, because I know some of you've got some tags and things, and this will allow us to kind of ease in since we haven't played for a couple weeks. So there are, remember that with camping actions, since you guys have some time, there's a few things you do. You can expire some of your tags. You can kind of do some maintenance on some tags, and then you're going to be able to have 2 periods of rest. We've been doing it like 1 at night, 1 in the morning. And so like two watches, basically. And you kind of take 2 options. And so your options are rest, reflect, or take a camp action. And that'll allow you to sometimes heal or try to advance, kind of get some enlightenment ticks in your in some of your tags, stuff like that. So does anybody have any injuries that are like mild injuries, like you're tired or like you just kind of got a couple scrapes? We're not talking about like broken bones or anything like that, but anyone have any like little tiny things?
Can I offer you 1 level of enfeebled?
Yes, enfeebled actually. I think. Actually, no. Wait, that was your enfeebled.
That was
no, because enfeebled
that
was
was
magical. Sorry. Enfeebled
Yeah.
magical. Sorry. I was thinking exhausted. Okay. What about if anyone's exhausted? You can go ahead and remove that now. I think Morgan and Lloyd. Okay.
Yeah, I've got a level of burned and 2 levels of a leg bite.
Okay. I'll say that looking at these, Kick, you can get rid of low on supplies, as they will be more than happy to stock you up for some things. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, everything else is pretty good. Everything else is going to require you to take actions. I'm just looking at, you've got some broken ribs, some burns, a leg bite. Lloyd's still got that damaged trophy. Okay.
I've got around to fix it.
Still got that damn damaged trophy. Okay. So let's go around. Let's do some camp actions. Melissa, do you want to rest? It's nighttime. You found some spot to relax and recuperate. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I was thinking maybe kind of the bandage or heal camp action first to kind of address the burned and the bite, perhaps.
Gotcha. Okay, so when you take a camp action, you get a choice here. You can either you can count up any tags, because you essentially set up a roll. So you count up any tags that could affect your power. And then you can choose whether or not you want to risk it by rolling it, or whether you just want to take half of that power for free. And I will tell you that your site has some special tags and such that will actually help you here. So you're going to get a +1 to this, as this is an enchanted site, Morgan. So you're going to have +1 just from the location of the camp.
Nice.
So maybe we see Morgan by some kind of small pond, some bioluminescent kind of fungus sort of skirting around the edges. You're washing through some of your, kind of cleaning out some of your wounds. You notice that there's like a tingling perhaps to where the skin has been broken in ways that you would normally feel from water, whether it's salt or fresh. So things feel a little bit different here.
So
okay, so you get a plus one. What else you got?
So I've got the +1 for the site, and then can I call on Coastal Dweller that I also sort of know what things are going to be potentially healing in a coastal kind of water region? So kind of what things to kind of pack a leg bite or kind of that kind of a thing with?
Yeah, the village itself is deceptively large. It kind of blends in a lot with the surroundings, but there is a little bit of a waterfall that ventures down into an inlet on the southwest side of this lake. And so you can, in fact, get down to the coast. So I'll say we can say, instead of it being a pond that you're cleaning in, maybe you're down by the coast itself and cleaning out your wounds. Okay, so that's +2 so far. What else do you have?
I mean, really, it's just that, because a fisherwoman would kind of do the same thing of, it's just sort of that knowledge of the water, knowledge of, flora, fauna. So, I think Coastal Dweller is probably the thing that would help me best. So I'm kind of seeing it as a +2.
Okay, so then you can either roll, or you can just take half and say you get basically 1 power to spend, or you can roll and potentially get more.
Where I haven't rolled dice in a bit, so
okay.
That is what I would like to do.
Okay, give it a go.
8.
Okay, so you have 2 power to spend, and you can use that then to either buy down 2 steps of a status, or you can use it to remove a negative tag, however you want to do it.
Okay, so and I understand that the enfeebled is magical, so I have level 1 burned and level 1 and 2 of leg bite. So can I get rid of burned and drop leg bite to 1?
You could do that way, sure. Or you can just get rid of leg bite. Either way.
You know what? Let's focus. I've packed this leg bite, and so that's what's getting worked on. So yeah, I'll do that.
All right, sounds good. Kick. Do you know what you want to do for your first round of your first watch of your camp?
Hey, I'd like to reflect and gain a marked improvement on my Highlander box, which would give me 3 of them under experience, so I can add a new tag to it.
Okay. The village that you're in, although it's very forested, and the mountains are right behind you. It's not the same mountains you're from. You're from kind of the northeast of our territory, and you're kind of on the opposite side of it. But the sort of wall of Einervon Mountains, these really tall peaks, these dangerous peaks, are right next to you, so you can see some of the mountains come up. So maybe that is kind of in your mind as you settle in for the night and try to get some rest.
With the vision that she had when we were in the Sea Caves, it would be on her mind, those peaks and the avalanche she saw for sure.
Okay.
That being said, we are in the woods surrounded by some very unusual animals, and one of the Highlander things is wolf rent.
Okay. So you've already seen that there are animals within this village moving about kind of in these little pens, sometimes walking through from one tree to the next. So it is perfectly reasonable to assume that once night fully falls, you do in fact see a pack of these large dark wolves. They're all very dark furs, blacks and dark grays and such. They come loping in, almost like playing around a bit like dogs, but they're much larger than dogs, obviously. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't seem like any of the other animals within this sanctuary of the village seem to be frightened by them, because there's other things, there's these strange looking boar, there's these large elk. There might be something going on that's kind of keeping people and creatures in some kind of serene state. So you do see some of these kind of wandering about. Okay.
So she would probably start. She threw a lot of food at animals, but she would try getting meats for the wolves and maybe running around with them a little bit in these woods. Hopefully not getting lost, but they can help her get back. Hopefully. You might see her disappear for an hour accidentally here and there.
You do remember that there was this like bald spot, like this little path that kind of separated the forest where Auntie Eldrin's cottage was from where the Elvish village seems to be. So as long as you seem to stay within that boundary, like you don't really seem to get too lost. And the wolves themselves, like much like the elk, like they're a little bit kind of standoffish at first. They're not angry. They're not like showing any sort of aggression towards you. But at first, like they just sort of look over their shoulders and watch you here and there, but don't make too much of it. But by the end of the night, by the time you're ready to sort of close your eyes and get some rest, you can definitely see that they are a little bit more receptive and accustomed to you being around them.
Okay.
Excellent. Lloyd, what do you think you're doing for your first watch?
The first half would be the simple rest action, which was expiring the exhausted, because we just traveled 10 hours from Isvig to here through the night.
Okay. Rest, I think you actually just get for free, right? I can't remember if we did this. So
Rest is one of the half parts of the action, I believe. You can do rest, reflect, or camp action.
yeah. So okay, yeah. So you can basically restore some of your power tags. Oh, so this is like if you have any tags that you want to restore, if there's anything that you burned, you can bring those back if you think it makes sense. So so what do you think you're doing here? What are you kind of getting rid of? What statuses are you looking to downgrade? What tags are you looking to get back, you think?
I think a sprint I burned earlier to get through. So I'm getting sprint back.
I think that's perfectly reasonable. Anything else that you want to try to get back?
I think that was the only thing I had, actually.
Okay. And you didn't actually have enfeebled. You were the one who actually got I got empowerment. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So yeah, you just kind of take it easy. You sprawl out on some kind of patch of grass. It almost feels like you're like on a hay bed to some degree, and your legs stretch out a bit, and you're able to get a nice rest. Snaggletooth.
I don't know that I have any great tags to put towards it, but he definitely is seeking any help he can get in dealing with his broken ribs.
Sure. Yeah. You will get a +1 just because of a tag that the elf's very serene. It's enchanted, and everything kind of seems to just work a little bit better. Like the water is cleaner, it seems more refreshing. The air itself comes in and out of your lungs without sort of the smell of smoke that's so common around Isvig, or the scents around your farm. Everything just feels a little fresher and different. So you get a +1 from that. What else do you have in your at your disposal?
I mean, maybe try making an argument for being resourceful, like using some branches or whatnot he can find. Basically, make a crude splint to like wrap around himself to kind of keep things held tight.
And what about traditional remedy?
I don't have that anymore.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But you know what? I do have a burning desire to tough it out and make it on to our next goal.
All right, I'll take that. All right, so that's 3, I think.
3, yeah.
All right, give it a go.
Jeremy, before you roll, you can take twin as well. Like Kick would help you.
Aw.
Okay with that. Yeah.
Aw, yay.
Yay. Thanks, twin.
Yeah.
All right. This dude just fell off a cliff.
Oh. It's not I rolled a 9, so +4, that's 13.
Oh my gosh.
You've got 3 power to spend. How do you want to buy? So you're just going to go straight after the ribs, or are you going to do anything else with them? You could just clear them all out. That would be kind of
awesome if just like, and maybe kind of lean into the fun of some other stuff going on. If like the ribs are just miraculously okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's not even fully aware, but it's just kind of like knitting way faster than it should. But yeah, maybe it's kind of like you really crank it in, Keek, like keeping stuff in place and yeah.
One thing you do is Kick.
Snaggletooth is like broken ribs before, and it's kind of like, you've gotten rough and tumbling, and I'm sure Morgan's gotten you in trouble, and you've gone like rolling down something, and then it's almost like,
yeah,
this hurt for way longer last time.
Yeah, I was very much thinking whenever I do eventually grade up my country strong to take a tag for either tough as nails or, country boy can't survive, some nonsense of that nature.
One thing Kick would notice, since you're helping him, like patching him up, you notice that the ribs seem like things are bruised maybe, but they don't feel broken. So maybe at first it felt like they were broken or he was wheezing. But by the time you sit down for the night and like you come back from your sojourn with the wolves and you kind of help him out, you notice like his ribs aren't broken and he seems to be breathing better and he's very warm. Like he's like almost like burning up. He almost feels like he has a fever in some ways. The burns that he's had for some time now do not seem to go away. Like he still has those. You can see still like these patchy parts of his fur and his skin. The burns just haven't seemed to have recovered, but they don't seem to be bothering him that much at the same time. All right.
Snaggletooth, are you sure you busted your ribs? They seem a bit all right at this point.
Oh, you know how it is. You just gotta rub some dirt in it and push on through.
You keep saying that, but I know I don't read a lot, but that just doesn't seem natural to me. And you're burning hot. Are you sure you're not gotten a fever or something?
Well,
Morgan, you got any alcohol on, and we can at least try to like burn it out with that.
I wouldn't argue against that.
Drank
I'll
it
take
all.
a nip.
I drank it all. Morgan.
That's just fine. It's been a doozy of a day. You deserve it.
All right. Well, I'm feeling pretty good right now, so I guess you're bouncing back a bit. Well,
I don't think I'll be bouncing anytime soon, but I sure do feel better.
Dip in the pond to cool the fever in the morning, and I think we'll be good.
Oh, I could go for a swim.
All right. So then morning comes around and we'll say like you wake up and it's not sunlight that kind of wakes you up, but instead you see these like motes swirling about the village here and there, coming down from the trees, and they're sort of floating around like in this sort of yellowish orange kind of color to them, and it makes everything glow just a little bit brighter. You notice the sun hasn't quite risen, but you can definitely tell as you try to peer through some of the trees and the canopy above, like you can definitely see the sky has got that change, like you'd see it's coming. So you have some time here. Like your elvish friends will have laid out for you, like on top of a rock, and sort of sprayed out a handful of things to eat and drink and some supplies for your trip. And you can also see, Morgan, if you were down by the water, you can see one of them has pulled from wherever they had been storing it, this long boat that is probably big enough for maybe 5 or 6 people. And you can see that it is clearly made from wood and kind of handcrafted with these little gnarls and whorls in it. And it's not particularly like decorative in terms of its adornment, but you do notice like at the very front of it, there's a little curling, like almost like a bowsprit coming out of it. And there's a few oars that are sitting inside of it and ready to go. So you know that you have a boat, you know that you have some refreshments and some supplies, but you do also get one more morning second watch. So does anybody have anything that they're looking to do?
So Jeff,
Yes.
could we say, because for my second watch, because I'm exhausted, I was going to rest. So can we say that when the elves sort of go to this boat to kind of show the rest of the group, that like when they look inside, you just sort of hear a snoring Morgan that like crawled inside the boat, desperate to sort of like be back in sort of an on the water in a boat kind of a situation?
Yeah, and you don't have to take the rest action necessarily to get rid of exhausted. I'm fine with you just getting a good night's sleep. It just seems more fluid. So like if you wanted to try to recuperate some other things with the rest, that's fine. But if there's something in addition to that you can do if you wanted as well.
Excellent. So what I would probably want to do with the second part is kind of leaning into sort of the drinking buddies jovial disposition thing. So she wants to see if she can kind of make kind of better connection with these two kind of that didn't go underground yet, and and, kind of try to get them kind of telling stories and making friends and doing what Morgan does with the I imagine she's stuffed all of this, stuff in her leg. And then you kind of see her, just kind of finding them and be like, oh, you see the work that I've done. You've just got the amazing seaweeds and whatnot here. This is just it's going to be healed in no time at all.
And if you're saying this to the elves themselves,
yeah.
Okay, so they stare at you with that kind of weird alien grace, they're very serene, they're very calm. There's really no quick motion or movement or reaction, and they just kind of their head turns, kind of looks at you. We are pleased that you are pleased. And then did I
tell you the story of how I got this bite? Oh my word, it was this creature that was under the water, and it was just so big. And we did this whole tag team thing of how we were going to... Snaggletooth just ripped off one of the scales, and I just took my fist and I just I killed it. I just killed it in one blow. Took it right out.
That is very impressive.
I know, that's why I told the
stare
story.
At you for a really long time after saying that.
And she's used to telling stories to drunk people that are like, hey, and whatnot. And so she's kind of looking for a tankard or something to see if she can get them to fist bump, click glasses.
You come up to them and you have your mug that you apparently carry with you. It's you just have a growler on you at all times just in case. And they don't really have anything. You'll see one of them, maybe Quilthir, will reach down and he'll scoop up a handful of water, and then he'll hold it out to you and with his hand just bump the edge of your mug, and then he'll drink.
It has the feel of one person goes for a high five, one person goes for a fist bump, and it's sort of this awkward combination.
And you'll notice the other one who hasn't been talking is kind of looking out at the lake at this point. It's still very dark, and I would say you can't see much, but Adraka says, there is a fog. And then turns and starts walking back up to fetch your friends. And you look out and you just... it's so dark. It feels like it's nighttime still, but when you wake up... I'm not sure if Morgan has ever woken up this early before.
Probably in the hasn't been to bed yet style
Fair
of
enough.
seeing this side of the day.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so... who is anyone else doing any other camp actions here, or do we have a camp action or reflect or anything like that? Kix.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick camp action, or I wanted to ask the elves. Do you have a forge that I can borrow over here somewhere?
A forge. We are not ones for the manipulation of metals and ores. We have some tools, and they'll lead you to this large tree that has the sort of the bottom half of it is bulbous and round, and then you can see it just sprawls outward. And they walk up right to the edge of it, and almost there's a camouflage entrance. You don't even see it until you're really, really close. It kind of split between the whorls and the bark itself. They just kind of slide into it and they gesture for you to follow. And you see a workshop, but it doesn't look like your kind of workshop. So it doesn't look like it's not the most ideal place to do any kind of metalworking, but there's tools and there's things. There's a workbench, and there's various tools that you can see. All of them mostly wooden, some of them stone, but not a ton of metal. What are you looking to accomplish?
Hi, all right. And she'll yell out, Lloyd, you brought the little bit of dagger I had started for you, right? I thought I saw that on your belt.
We were snooping through your shop. Hope you don't mind.
Fair is fair. I was hoping might do some help, but anyway, bring it here. Let's see if we can do anything and finish making that for you, so you actually have a little bit of something going on. Are you helping me, or are you going to wander off again now, first off?
This town is amazing. I've got to check it out.
I figured as much. All right, hand it here then.
give her the unfinished dagger.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to, like, you're basically just doing like a craft, like as part of your camp action. So go ahead and put your pool together, and again, you can get a +1 for being here, just for the nature of the location.
Sweet. So I'm going to take blacksmithing. I'm going to take craft a weapon, but I will also take the weakness specialized weapon because this is the first time I'm doing a dagger. And I'll grab smash it loudly. The poor elves.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Gonna break their workshop. All right.
I didn't
Everyone down
take
under
the...
wakes up.
Okay, would you like me to grab the unintentional breakage weakness?
Oh, goodness.
Do you want me to grab the unintentional breakage weakness as well?
Whichever one you want to do is fine.
Okay. I'll stick with what I have. Okay. That is 9.
Okay. You still have 3 power to spend on this. So what would you like to do with it? Do you want to spend 2 of those to create a tag of some kind to give to him? Okay.
Yeah, can I do, because this is an elven workshop, and maybe she finds some, like, an elegant dagger. Like, maybe she'll find some presses that she can add some flair and swirls, and maybe some scripture or markings onto it, elven scripts or markings on it. Maybe Lloyd, if he had some opinions on what he'd like kind of to decorate it, she'll actually spend some time because she's having fun in a new workshop.
We could say, like, so you have 3 power to spend. So you can spend 2 power to create the tag, and you can go into a backpack. And then, you could do for yourself, Kick, but I would say if you wanted, since you have 1 other power to spend, you definitely feel this, like, surge of some kind of energy move through you. There's something about this place, again, that is... that it's ever since you stepped over that kind of bald spot in the forest and into the village area and followed that marrow elk, like everything moves smoothly. Everything, nothing comes with a great difficulty. The wolves were friendly. The food tastes better. The water tastes better. The air is cleaner. And even here, you can go ahead if you would like and reduce. Where are you? Reduce enfeebled by a tier.
Ooh, I only have 1 tier of it.
Then you can take you feel and you feel like innervated in some ways.
Maybe the trees aren't so bad and they won't rise up to try to take the mountains at some point in time.
Okay. Maybe like you don't even realize that one of the elves has been like looking over your shoulder or kind of standing in here very, very, very still and stoic and just kind of watching you work. And then when you have it and you kind of, flourished around a bit, you see like they don't show a ton of emotion, but there's definitely a sign of appreciation as their big dark eyes kind of look down. It's a very elegant weapon. Kick
I appreciate.
Yes. You are quite skilled.
I guess when you're out of hibernation, and if I'm still around, then you can come to my workshop. I travel around to do metal work. I can do some fine work on anything you want added, some filigree to it. But let's hope our young friend enjoys this dagger as much as you do, because I feel like I ought to give it to you.
Well, thank you for the offer, Kick tomorrow, but as I understand it, your kind lives a very short life. Our hibernation is very long. I do not think a human could sustain themselves for that time, nor the calamity, as you call it, allow you to. But skill is skill. And just kind of like nods, like a respectful head nod.
Aye. Thank you kindly for your words. Lloyd, Grover, get over here now.
What are you up to, Lloyd?
I'm running around town, being curious how this layout is, running through buildings, checking out what's going on.
So there's no... Yeah. So there's no real buildings. Like there's essentially small little hideaways built into these large trunks of trees, or where roots seem to come up and kind of close around here and there almost unnaturally. There is, you're allowed free reign basically anywhere you want to go. And you can see in some of the trees above, like there's like a platform here, or there is like a lookout post there. So you're able to kind of go up, you're able to go around. The one place where you're, like there is a bit of hesitation, is there was, you all would recall this, that there was a kind of a set of doors almost, and there is it's sort of more like a dark portal, and then around it, these roots curled, and they had explained like that was the way sort of down to like that hibernation area. And that's the only place where it seems that you're not allowed to travel. But otherwise, you're able to freely move around, and you're seeing various, like again, you don't see people, but you see the elk, those strange looking elk with the kind of the sort of the knitted bones in the back that open up. You can see these hogs that are kind of sniffing around here and there. Those odd looking goats that probably start to follow you around, as you do have a history with goats. Their heads kind of turning this way and that. You find places that look like maybe abodes, because there's these spreads, these like little platforms with kind of cushioned like forest grass, but you don't see much in the way of decoration. That doesn't seem like anyone here adorns their abodes the way that you or many of the people back at Isfig do. And it all seems very, very empty at times. But then when you look out at the totality of it, you see the moats swirling about, and you hear the sounds of kind of birds up in the upper trees. Like, you can imagine just how active this place could be if there were more voices moving about.
If I ever run into the elves, I'd ask them, how long have you been alive?
Okay, so we'll say you meet Quel'Thir at some point, maybe after they come back from speaking and fist bumping with Morgan, and trying to explain everyone that there's a fog, and if you're looking to leave, you must leave quickly. And they look at you. I have been alive for about 200 of your years.
So you've seen many calamities then?
No.
Or been through them?
No, I have not.
Then this is the first?
This is the first for me, yes.
Have you been out to the ancient henge? Do you know anything about it?
Let's see. Yes, there are. Well, there have been others like it, I am told. But yes, be careful there, Lloyd Grover, for a golem sleeps there.
I think we've seen one before.
You can see their
This is
eyes
just-
kind of grow wide.
This is like preparing or researching as my camp action.
Okay. Yeah, like, is there... So you could put a pool together, roll it, or do the half, and then you could potentially create a tag or a status that you could potentially tap into later in the day if you wanted.
Yeah, this is more like curious, kind of learning about the area.
Absolutely.
Next.
Yeah, go right ahead. Put together a pool. Again, you get a +1 just from being in this area.
Okay. So I'm rolling with 3 total. That looks good. I got 12.
Okay, so 12. So that was a total of... How much power did you end up with?
2 power.
Okay, so you get 2 power to spend. So you can create a tag. Let's see. You can just
I think
kind
it's
of
3
create...
power because of the extra for the location.
Okay,
All right,
so
right.
it would be 3. Okay, so you could create a status. You could create, with multiple tiers, you can create a tag. You could just be, you could just know... You can give yourself a tag like Secrets of the Henge, something like that. Maybe they teach you how not to waken the golem if you start poking around.
That sounds fun.
Okay, go ahead and give yourself that. And then you still have a tag on top of it. So, So you can kind of create like you have like one more power. You can create like a little status if you'd like. Something like, I don't know. You could do, what could we do? You could create a status that just kind of, I'm open to suggestions from people. I'm kind of blanking a little bit.
So we're looking for a status like informed?
Yeah, it could just be something like that.
Encouraged.
Sure. Yeah.
Confident.
Confidence, yeah, I like that too.
That works too, yeah.
Encouraged, confident, one of those two. And again, that's something that'll go away probably with your next camp action, essentially. But for the day, you can tap into it, which is great.
Yay! Curious
Sweet.
Lloyd.
Awesome. Did Snaggletooth get a second watch yet? Okay.
Yeah, I think.
What are you looking to do?
After he realizes he can move about a bit, he might actually take the splint off, stretch, pop some joints, but he will admit he's feeling a bit on the warm side. He's going to take that advice he got earlier and go dip in the water and just kind of think to himself about, well, just like Morgan said, all the crazy nonsense they got up to, but he always seems to bounce back, and nothing ain't really that bad, whether you get smashed across some rocks when you're a child, or maybe you get burned up by a demon, or you get nearly swallowed by a giant crocodile, or you fall off a cliff. Well, hell, you gotta maintain that blind, stupid belief in yourself, because a country boy can't survive.
Okay. And in terms of like what you're doing, like are you trying to just like reflect right now?
Reflect on Country Strong.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And I'm trying to think of because that would be my third pip into Country Strong. I'm trying to think of a good tag for. I don't want to just do Toughest Nails because that's directly from a different thing. I'm trying to think of a good one for like Too Dumb to Stay Down, or I don't know. I was trying to think of a good tag
Too
for that.
dumb. I ain't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
Like it's almost like resilient.
Just Resilient is a good one.
Yeah. Okay. You are. I mean, you did just fall off a cliff and survive, so that is nothing if not resilient. Okay, fantastic. All right, so if that's the case, then again, motes are swirling. The sun starts to peak. You can start to see the orange, the purples begin to flood into the dark sky. And it's at this point, Morgan, down by the coast, you can actually see there are these like kind of tufts of dark fog that seem to be hovering over top of the lake. You hear the sounds of like a rumble of distant thunder, like up immediately overhead. It doesn't look like there's anything, but off to the west, as you kind of look at as the sun starts to flood the mountains to the west, you do see over top of them there are these dark clouds, and so there is the threat, perhaps, of storm later. But yeah, is there anything more that you all wanted to do in the village, or ask or speak with the elves before you push off?
Don't think so.
I'm ready to go. What about you guys?
Let's beat this fog they keep talking about. Now, Lloyd Grover, here, you take this blade by that side, and it probably looks a little bit like a leaf with some of the filigree. I made it a bit prettier, so you'd be able to show it off to people that don't even know metalwork, and it might impress them. It's an elegant one.
This is pretty. I've never seen you mix this kind of thing.
Well, they had some tools that I might need to try to acquire on my own at some point in time for my own workshop.
Not much of a fighter. Do I just poke things with this?
Well, it's not like I've got much experience either. I've just had the short sword maybe a day longer than you have.
All right, then. I'll keep it safe.
Keep it safe. Keep it on.
Oi, I'm wondering, I've not necessarily going out to sea per se, but if we're trying to get across, you have a path that we should take, any currents or any of that sort of thing on this area that we're heading over. We've got to get there right quick to meet up with Poe, and we said we would.
All right, well, do we get to rowing, or you lead the way?
I think we just get to rowing.
So Morgan was asking the elves if they have sort of any like kind of, hang a little, follow the shore a little more, or kind of go straight out, or, just a little local tips for this.
They look at you. We were told that you were a woman of the water.
Well, I am, and anyone that knows water knows you. You ask the folks that knows the water best to make sure you don't run into anything hidden. It'd be foolish for me to just go out and be like, I haven't been on a boat in this water before, but I know everything about it.
So, they live in a forest, so as opposed to on the lake. So they will kind of stare at you with this dead look for a while.
That she's just been getting all morning as she's been trying to kill them with her fishtails.
And they will say, the water rises, and with it, there is much that comes from the bottom of the lake, and not all of it is safe. Be wary of what floats in the dark pools. For the
You're telling me
lake
I'm
is
about to get my
deeper
leg
than
bit
you
again.
realize. Well, if you don't interrupt me, you might have... Now, what'd you say? You're going to get your leg bit again?
Yeah.
They say, again, just sort of look at you with this sort of dead face. Do not put your leg in places where it can get bitten.
And she's pretty hardy of a personality, and so she's like, "Oh, you're full of the wit and the things to keep you alive. Keep me leg out of the water. It'll keep it being bit. You are sharp ones. You are.
You are losing time. If you are to reach this rendezvous with Poe, you linger too long." And I'm gonna actually give you guys a tag or a status. Lost time 1.
Oh no.
If that ever reaches 4 during your trek across the lake, then you will not be able to meet your rendezvous with Poe. And you might not be able to find him ever again. So just keep that in mind. As you linger too long, you ask all sorts of questions, Morgan, and like you're just sort of like that rambling nature of Morgan, and they just, by the time you're done, you look up, the sun is fully up now, off to the east, and you've kind of wasted some time in the morning in which you could have gotten out. Not only that, but the clouds have rolled in down off of the mountains to the west, and you find yourself in not the greatest condition. As the fog is here, the storm is overhead, the sun is now up, and it's not burning away the fog over the lake just yet. Like everything is still kind of difficult to see.
Day's breaking. Let's get a move on.
I
All right. Now, if we go, I suppose.
Okay, so who
Well,
is?
there's-
Go ahead, Snaggle. Sorry.
I was going to say, if only there was a song appropriate to this activity.
Like
someone should make a shanty of some kind
Row,
about
row,
it.
row your boat.
Oh my god.
Well, that ain't bad.
just got to slow it down a little bit to match with the rowing strokes.
But we've got to go fast, so row, row, row your boat. Let's go.
Well, all right.
I believe Snaggle and I are probably taking the oars, and Morgan's probably navigating, and Lloyd is keeping a lookout, would be my expectation.
Keeping the beat, apparently, for the rowing.
Okay.
Lloyd, stop singing! Give me a headache.
So the lake is quite large, as you guys know this. Like it is a true lake. It is not necessarily like it's not a small pond or anything like that. So it would take you, if you were to fully kind of head west and then north and around, it would probably take you another day and a half to walk. So cutting across the water is certainly a faster route. You could get there by the end of the day, but it's not an easy thing to do. And there's going to be at a certain point where you kind of lose sight of the coast. When you look back towards the forested realm of the elves, like the fog just kind of seems to wrap around it. and then the clouds just seem to roll over top of it. And although you know it's there, it's not like so far away from you that you can't see it. There's maybe a touch of kind of melancholy that starts to creep in as you can no longer see this place, this sort of serene respite. And who did we say was kind of looking out for dangers? Who did we say that was?
That would be me.
Lloyd, you hear the sounds of Kick and Snaggletooth, like with their oars. You see Morgan's towards the front of the boat, kind of peering and trying so hard to kind of look between these little tufts of fog. There's things in the water as well. You notice like sometimes it's kind of just like chunks of dirt or some kind of flotsam. But you notice at one point, Lloyd, that there is a current, and you're the first to notice, even before Morgan does, as the boat is kind of getting pulled into that current. It's no longer like Snaggletooth and Kick aren't the only ones that seem to have any kind of interest in pushing the boat forward with this momentum. And you look out and you see for a moment, Lloyd, as the fog kind of raises up off the surface, that current kind of starts to swirl. And there is this kind of dark whirlpool that seems to form up ahead. And it's easy for you to see it because you're looking for danger, and you see these little lumps in the water where debris and both boat debris and just soil and sort of sediment. And it all seems to be swirling down, and the boat is getting pulled and pulled and pulled towards it. What does Lloyd say when he notices this?
Can we change our heading? We're getting sucked in.
Oi, they told us stay away from anything that's floating. Kick, Snaggle, go to the left.
Got you, port.
Yeah, I totally blanked on like
Classic Fisher will go to the left. Okay, so I would say I'm going to want, as you guys are rowing, you feel the boat continuing to pull, and the current gets stronger and stronger. And although like Snaggletooth and Kick, you're able to kind of, for a little while, it feels like you're just not making any progress. And then as you like take the moment of a breather, of a hesitation, you feel the boat get kind of pulled now even into the stronger portions of the current. I want someone to make a test here. It could be Kick or Snaggletooth leading the way. It could be Morgan kind of shouting out orders. Like I'm not really too concerned over who it might be. Okay. But I'll say if someone wants to take the spotlight, just call it out. Like who would want to take the lead on getting your boat uncaught from this current?
I can go. I've got cheer them on, and I've got coastal dweller. I think would kind of apply to this. Sort of that's my kind of knows water type of thing, and then cheer them on because I'm trying to kind of get them to kind of follow what I'm telling them to do.
Okay. One tag will work against you, rough waters at this point. So that's going to work against you. So you have -1 from just the fog isn't going to come into play because this isn't really a visual thing. This is more just sort of pushing through. So we'll say -1.
You can say no to this. The other one that's a possibility, but it may not apply to what I'm trying to do, is I sort of have like sea legs and balance. But I'm kind of supporting them, so I don't know that necessarily kind of applies.
Well, describe what it is you're doing. Well, so just to describe it in the moment, like what is Morgan actually doing, and then we'll determine whether or not.
I would say that I am kind of moved myself because Lloyd was sort of in the front a bit, kind of looking out for things, and so he pointed it out, and I almost feel like I'm kind of crowding towards the front of like, all right, we've got to push hard to port, and so on 1, on 2, on 3, and so she's kind of like taken that sort of like helm and kind of directing which way to go and kind of counting oar strokes and whatnot.
So yeah, so you're thinking fisherwoman, you're thinking
cheer them
sea
on.
legs, cheer them on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the -1.
Okay. So you got net of 2. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Is
We're
it
gonna say
possible to
something.
toss in some coordinated effort, like being a good team player and taking those directions in
Yeah.
a
Oh yeah, we've got
well-timed fashion?
teammates as a story tag.
Oh, that's the other thing we forgot to do is fellowship quality time. At the end of the camp, you can review your
yeah.
fellowship themes, and you can also recover theme tags. So there, you guys basically have all your fellowship tags back. So yeah, you can tap
Yay,
into
we have
one of those.
improvisers back.
You also just have teammates, which would probably work out really well in this case. So because it means towards that coordinated
Agreed.
idea.
Okay, so straight 3 plus 3.
Yep.
6 on the die, so that's a 9 total.
A 9 total. Okay. All right. So you're able to sort of get it to go almost like perpendicular to the current. Like as the current is swirling around, you get them kind of curving off to the port. Maybe even Kick hops to the other side of the boat, and the two of them on the same side are kind of putting in some extra effort. Lloyd, maybe you're balancing off the boat to make sure like it doesn't tip over to one side. And you're able to kind of break free from the current itself. And you can see that as your boat emerges from this potential whirlpool, you do notice, however, that like something happened to the back side of the boat. And when you look over and you kind of peer at it, Morgan, you see some kind of dark patch of like sediment seems to have kind of stuck itself to the rear of the boat. And as you try to scrape it away, it's almost like tar. You get maybe your scaling knife out and you try to like cut through it. But as you do, like all you do is kind of spread it. And so now there's this goop that seems to be on top of the gunwale there, or the gunwale, I should say. And then like it's on your knife and you're like wiping it off on your knife. And like there's this, you're not even sure exactly what it is. It just feels like soil and sediment has clumped together in such a way. And it's stuck and it's kind of throwing the balance off of your boat a little bit. So you didn't lose time, but I am adding sort of a negative status here. But you are able to push forward and get through the whirlpool.
Everybody, just don't stick your hands in the water or anything. There's something that's sticking to the boat, and it's just I can't seem to get it off my knife, and it's just spreading. So just don't touch any of it.
Aye, Captain.
Of course, I don't much like this water anyway. Lloyd, is that a material you need or anything?
I've never seen anything like it. If Morgan doesn't know, I can't suppose
I
I
don't
do.
want no candle made out of that.
I probably be a pretty not a good smelling candle.
It's like spreading though. There's a bit of it, and it's spreading. You put a candle like that on the table, and next thing you know, your whole table's become the candle.
Aye, but maybe it would be a regrowing candle, so like a permanent one.
Oh, did you bring that idea back to your uncle? You might have some marketing there.
Aye, he
That
might
doesn't
actually
sound
like
good.
you again.
Candles need to be replaced, and if they don't need replacements, what do we do?
Aye, that's a fair point.
Capitalist, this one.
Aye, planned obsolescence is important to him, it seems.
So
I
threw
that
it.
went sideways.
So you push forward, and at a certain point, like the fog thins a little bit. You can start kind of seeing things now. You can start the thunder. There's some thunder overhead, a little bit of a lightning crash here or there, but like the fog is thinning to the point where you can see ahead. And you had already heard rumors about this at one point when you were back in town. But you know, especially you, Morgan, that your lake is like this kind of western lake. There's a town called Aberlin on the sort of northern side of it. There's like some small little islets here and there, but there's no like major island. And when you see the fog begin to thin a bit and you look ahead, well, I'll be damned. There is this large island on the horizon that is not the coast. It's not the northern coast where you're going. But you see like there are like this elevated rocky terrain. You see what looks like it almost looks like a large tree that has been tipped over to the side, but as you squint, it almost looks constructed. There's no foliage on it, like a tower has been kind of tipped over onto its side and cracked in half. And maybe you're probably about 300 yards away or so as you start encroaching upon it. And there is this massive island that you had never seen before, that has never been here before in your life. You see like these things kind of floating around. You're not sure if it's like fireflies or more of those motes that you saw around the Elvish village. But like right as you're looking at it, there's like a crack of thunder, lightning flickers, and it just illuminates the entirety of this lake. The water around you is dark. It's black, in fact. And you can see that there's all sorts of thick, like jetsam and flotsam, like just debris. And you feel like the boat just suddenly like hit something. And then you keep floating along. So you know it's not like a rock that you're hitting. And you see moving past you is this upturned boat. It's like a half of like a fishing boat. And it's bigger than it would if it was intact. It would be bigger than what you have. But you just see half of the upturned hull just smashes into you, and you feel like this scrape along the side. And then you look all around you, and you just see debris. You see a stretch of like a plank of wood. You see some canvas from a sail, and it's almost like half a dozen boats just were suddenly obliterated in this stretch of it. And you even see bodies floating around. And you realize like your boat is caught in the midst of all of it. Snaggletooth and Kick, as you're rowing, you push your oars down, and you find yourself having to almost pull through just like trash, like floating trash. Let's see. The last one we gave to was Morgan. You had the spotlight before. I'm going to give this over to Snaggletooth. Snaggletooth, I just said your name. So you push down, and as you do, and you pull the oar back, and you kind of pull it up again, you realize there's an arm on it, kind of draped over it, and you see a body just get pulled up out of the water, and you yank it, and it drops back down. This waterlogged human body just drops back into the water, and you see it just floating there for a moment, waterlogged and misshapen.
Oh no. Well, that just means it's time to double down and push as hard as you can. So, I mean, if you can't think of a smart thing to do, just keep doing what you're doing even harder. So, I guess he's just gonna push to the limit, as it were. Maybe use some country strong. He's trying to make sure he gets his friends out of this terrible place, maybe in a way that's helping those in need. He's good at the coordinated efforts, so he'll try and time things well. And you know what? We are this close to the finish line, and boy howdy, he's all fired up.
Okay.
But I
Excellent.
think it would be fun to use a new drawback. I think despite all of that, somewhere in the back of his mind, like he's trying to time things well, and maybe somebody doesn't time it perfectly. And just for the split second, a little bit of a short fuse shows up. He's like, would you fucking pay attention? We need to get out of here. Come on.
Okay. You would also go ahead and take a -1 from the debris. So the debris field that you're basically moving through.
Gotcha.
And
give me back down to a 2.
Okay, give it a roll.
All right. I mean, that's not bad. So that'll be 7, 9. That's not bad. It's almost there. I shouldn't have taken the fuse, but it was worth it.
Sorry, what was the total again? I apologize.
So I rolled a 7. I had a pool of 4, -1 for me taking my own drawback, -1 for the condition. If I hadn't taken my short fuse, I would have gotten a 10.
Okay.
Classic.
So you double down, and you start rowing, and you hear the oar just smash and hit something, and you look down, and there is this long mast that you just kind of stab down into the water, and you just hear the clack of wood on wood. you on the other side kick it when you're doing it as well on the other side of the boat. Like you feel the oar just kind of gets caught up as you're trying to keep pace with Snaggletooth, but then some kind of waterlogged rope wraps around it. You're able to kind of detach it, but there is like a moment, a couple strokes, and then the boat turns kind of port side more than you would want it to, and then you find yourselves having to actually reassess. And so I'm going to say the boat is actually going to take some damage here. I'm going to say it's damage 2. Because in the process, you can see parts of the boat begin to fracture. Even this lovely elven boat. And you notice that goop, that kind of black tar seems to spread a bit. And then as you're shifting and rocking and moving through it and taking like the hits of these things floating in the water, you see what previously had been a relatively seamless boat. You couldn't really see the differences between the planks. That goop seems to just sort of pull it free. And now along the side of the boat, there is this section that is just like open air. And if you tip too far to one side, water rushes inside. So your boat is now damaged 2.
Oh no.
A
Now,
little bit more caution there, Snaggletooth.
What you running us into?
Oh, fine, yeah. Yeah, it's all my fault. That's fine.
I'm just saying I know we've got to.
You want to row?
Not exactly. I've got my eyes on looking out.
Feel bad.
No, it's totally fine. It's a stressful situation. We're not all at our best.
Aye, let's take a deep breath and we can keep moving and we'll just be a little bit more careful because our boat, well, it's not actually ours and we might need to give it back at one point in time or not.
Nothing we can't fix. We got through it. It's all right.
Aye.
so as you say that, Lloyd, you realize, since you're out in front, like you're kind of looking around for danger, you don't see like nothing's like kind of moving around. It's just the current that seems to be moving some of this debris. The boat seems to be kind of sagging a little bit towards the front side. And when you look over, you notice that there's a chunk of that kind of blackened goop. And you see that you have kind of accrued some extra mass. And amongst some of the debris, which is sort of now slowing the boat down a bit, you just see a hand kind of sticking up out of the water between these different crates and debris that are sticking now to the boat. And the hand's kind of caught in between it. And you realize that there is a body. And you see a human hand. It's bloated, but it is nonetheless human. It's discolored and such, but it's not like what you saw when you were moving through the ghost metal. This isn't some like undead creature. This is like a drowning victim. How does Lloyd react to that, do you think?
Oh, the body. I get a bit startled by it.
Okay.
It's stuck on the boat.
You've got to get it off. We can't. It's told us not to get distracted by the things that float, and we've got to just kick it away.
Touch it.
Right.
Grab a bit of wood off of the water.
I'll grab like some debris or an oar, start scraping it off.
Okay. Yeah, give me a pull. You're going to get... Okay, so you're reaching down and you're trying to scrape it off. You said you can grab one of the oars. That's fine. So maybe you grab Kix, grab it from her, and you try to scrape it off. That's fine. And then put together a pool to do this. You're going to have -2 against you, actually, because your boat is damaged. And as you start to pry it off, you realize that whatever this goop is that's kind of adhering the debris in the arm to the hull of your boat, every time you pry it, it's like pulling your boat apart.
All right. I'll go with empowered that I got from touching the staff. So I'm feeling strong about it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
empowered 3. That's all I got.
I'll take that for sure. Okay. You just got a dagger. You can use the dagger if you want to.
All right. I forgot to add that.
Yeah.
Maybe your
Kix
agility?
messaged you about it too.
Oh. Okay.
That's awesome.
So dagger and
Really
empowered.
discreet.
Okay. So dagger and powered, so that's
that'll be
4. -2 for the damage boat, because you could potentially do even more damage here. Okay, yeah, give it a roll.
All right. Looks good. I think I got a 10 total, 2 power.
And you're
Nice.
able to the ore wasn't working, but then because it just didn't have, like, every time you wedged it out, all it did was, like, the goop would stick to the ore, then the ore threatened to get caught up in this debris. But then you pull this knife out, this knife that, while the materials of it are mostly stuff that Kick has been able to put together, it was made within, like, this workshop of this, like, enchanted elvish forest. And so the blade just seems to cut smoother than maybe you're familiar with, like the proverbial hot knife through butter. It just kind of carves through it, and everything falls. And you can
Nice.
see the body just float down into the dark water. You can see the debris. Even a chunk of the goop falls back down. And you see for a moment there's like a little scurrying of it, almost like it suddenly animates and then dips down below the water. But you have nonetheless kind of righted the balance of the boat at this point, as you're kind of passing by the eastern side of this island, looking over. And the island itself is maybe half the size of your village. It is rocky. You don't really see any vegetation. You don't see any trees. You don't see any brush. Everything's kind of brown and gray. But you do very clearly now see, as you're passing through this debris, this there at one point in the past there was some sort of structure that seems to have tipped over onto its side. Now, the question I have for you: do you push forward, or does it catch your interest?
Should we pull over?
I'm going to turn this boat around.
Lloyd.
No, we don't. I know you're curious and all, but we already got delayed because we were talking to the elves earlier. We've got to get where we got
That's
to
a mighty
go.
wee you're adding there.
No, you're right. Let's remember it's here. We should return one day.
I maybe poke it with a long stick if you can find something in the water.
Maybe best not to disturb it. Look at what's happened around here.
Aye, fair enough.
Okay. So you push past, and eventually it kind of fades. It never fades completely from view. It's so large, and you can kind of see it as you look back, and you start to notice the northern shore of the lake come into view now too. Overhead, the storm is now above the lake. You can feel rain coming down. Lightning is starting to move at a greater pace. And at one point, Kick, you notice something on your side, kind of in the sky, above the coastline, like kind of moving along the coast. You see something, like a reflection, like the lightning's there, but something else catches your eye. And as you peer up, there's something flying. And you see it flying and flying, and you realize you recognize it. It is the singer. And you see it's got these long, kind of wide, almost like rainbow-colored wings of some kind, like translucent, kind of giving that kind of prism-like coloring to it. But you can see it's just flying well up there. When it's not lightning, you can't see it. But when the lightning hits, you see the color kind of reflect, and you can see it's almost like patrolling along the coast that you're going to. What do you do, Kick?
Aye, one of them singers from the our church friends is above us. Looks like it's patrolling where we're trying to head to. Can we veer off course a bit and sneak back, do you think?
We should definitely do that. We don't want to be bringing that right to Poe, for sure.
I know, it's definitely something he doesn't want, so... Alright, I think, Morgan, if you can navigate us a little bit further around here, I think we should go down and take a little longer of a walk back up, and we can hide in the terrible trees that I definitely won't get lost in again.
When we get there, we're gonna need to flip the boat upside down and see if we can kind of make it look like all the rest of the
Aye, the debris.
Wrecks and whatnot, yes.
Well, we got enough black stuff attached to our boat that it ought to look the same anyway.
Okay, so you just want to kind of veer away, and are you looking to go further north, further south? Like, where do you want to go along the...
I think we should go a little bit north, like a little bit more up the curvature of the lake, and then we can sneak back towards the ancient henge. And I would assume that this would be maybe more of like an endurance check, where I'm pushing us further in a more active moving of the boat.
No test, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I mean, if you're just taking a different path, there's nothing nothing interfering with that. But you are going to take lost time, as you are taking a longer route. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you have now moved up to you've taken lost time 1 again, which jumps you up to lost time 2. And again, if you get to 4, there is no way to kind of catch the time. Catch up with Poe at that point. It'll be the sort of end of day, and it'll be too late. So you don't push towards the closest section of coast. Instead, you kind of veer back, you hide amongst some of the last tendrils of the fog, and you veer a little bit more northward, moving more parallel, staying away from the coast, staying away from that thing in the sky. And you manage to eventually make it to the coast. You're a couple miles south of Aberlin, which is one of the other towns, and you know that it's probably from where you made shore. It's probably a few hours of a hike, maybe a 2-hour hike or so, and then up into the hills a bit. Not quite all the way into the mountains, but it's into like kind of rockier hills. The rain is now starting to come down a little bit heavier. Lightning is starting to crack a little bit more. And as you guys are pushing the boat up and trying to kind of hide it, flip it over, as you said, you're like walking through these like high grasses, these high reeds that are like wrapping around your legs. And you're kind of feeling them, like the weight a little bit. You're able to like kind of hack or like kind of yank them free, but everything just seems to be slowing you down and getting muddier and muddier. Now is when I would probably want some kind of navigation. Who would like to take the spotlight for that one?
What kind of biome are we navigating? Are we calling this mountains, or are we calling this plains?
I'm gonna call this. This is gonna be. This is gonna be hills.
Hills.
Yeah, I would say hills. So the southern side is the southern and western sides are forest. The northern side is like kind of hilly, and then eventually goes into mountain. So you guys are more plains.
If it's
and
hills, I've got Mountaineer and Highlander that I could run with.
So Kick, you're gonna take the lead, and you think you know how to properly navigate. Okay, a couple things weren't gonna get you.
I've gone well before. I'm so good at navigating.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to move quickly? Or are you trying to just move stealthily? Like, how would you describe like your movement here?
Not quickly, but I'm going to try to push for steady. So we're not making the most sound, but we're not really being too stealthy about it either. Just a consistent pace.
Okay. So I'm going to say that essentially the storm will work against you here. So that's a -1.
Sure.
And that's it. And since you kind of moved a little bit further up, you don't really necessarily have an immediate adversary, but who knows? But a storm -1.
Okay.
I would like some kind of poll of TTRPG players whenever a GM asks, are you going fast? Are you going stealthy? How many times? The answer is neither of them.
How about
it's either neither or both.
We're going to go kind of quickly, but quietly at the same time.
Yeah, just
we're going to do like a quiet speed. Yeah.
Gonna whisper yell.
And Melissa, you don't have that map anymore. That got destroyed in last time we played.
No,
right?
and I thought about overnight. That was one of the things that was running through my mind of like making another bad duplicate of that map.
You could have rolled well. It might have been a good one.
It might, choices were made. And I did not. That was burned.
All right, no problem. Okay, so I'm going to take Highlander, Mountaineer. I might grab push limits just to push the pace, like we're just in the steady walk.
That's a weakness,
and then-
just so you know.
Oh,
Push
sorry,
limits,
never mind.
yeah.
Then no, I shan't take that, and I will just take my -1 and be happy with that.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Don't let me navigate. Oh, God.
crap.
All right, so
Crap,
that's
crap.
a 5.
Okay, so, oh boy. So, Kick, the rain, it's not torrential, but it's near that. The ground has grown muddy and slick. You kind of get up into some higher ground, and that makes you feel probably a little bit more comfortable. But at the same time, like, this isn't where your clan's further to the north, right? So, like, you're kind of in this hilly terrain near Aberlin, and you find yourself getting, thinking you're going in one direction. But then you turn around and you realize, like, you see something up ahead. And then when you kind of wipe your eyes and you look, you see it's the lake. And at some point, like, as you went down to some crevice, you sort of turn around. So I'm going to give you lost time once more.
Oh no.
And so you're up to minus lost time -3. And not only that, but as the lightning crashes, you once more see in the sky this like flickering glow of something. It doesn't seem to have found you, but you certainly recognize that up in the sky, you know that there is that blessed singer that is somehow kind of following the coastline, whether it's looking for you or just anyone who knows, but it's certainly up there in the sky. Okay, you're at lost time 3, and again, if this goes to 4, you're not going to be able to meet your friend. It is much later in the day than when you first got started. Rain is still coming down. Who would like the spotlight for this one?
No worries, guys. Kiki turned us back around, but I'll get us there in no time.
I swear it was in this direction at one point in time or another. I think the lands have moved.
Did a bit of preparing before we got here. I should know where it is.
Don't lead us astray. We're about to lose daylight here. Are you sure?
I'm sure that I spoke to the elves. They've told me a bit. I can get us there.
We've got to trust you. We're a team, after all.
Okay, Lloyd.
All right.
You got -1 from the storm. And then what are all your various tags you're activating here?
I'll throw in. Can I do empowered here? I'm still empowered, right?
Absolutely.
Do confident from earlier.
Okay. Dang. No, you can't actually. Those are both statuses. You can only take one status, and you take your best
I can take
status.
one.
So that's
Gotcha.
empowered. Yeah.
I'll do empowered. I'll do sprint. We'll go fast this time.
And Secrets of the Henge, we made that a tag. So that you could actually activate.
Gotcha.
Like, maybe, like you have more knowledge about the Henge than anybody based upon your conversation with Quailith.
Okay.
Acrobatic agility?
Secret of the Henge. And sprint.
Okay. All right. And then the -1 from the storm. And you guys, I signaled it. The singer is up in the sky. Don't roll bad. We're ending the campaign tonight. Singer lands.
Come on, Long.
It's like a Galileo. Get you. That's a long reference. He gets it.
Yeah. I have a total of 5 power on this roll.
I love Galileo. Total of 5 power. Just don't roll 2 once. You'll be fine. Oh, you crushed it.
That looks good.
You
15,
crushed it.
5 power.
Okay.
15.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just a quick outcome. There's nothing you have to necessarily do. You see, you're staring. The 4 of you are just kind of staring out at the lake, and you hear Lloyd like with more confidence than maybe you've heard from him. Normally, we've met Lloyd. He's fairly carefree, not entirely responsible kind of guy, but suddenly you hear like this sort of gravitas that kind of cuts through the rain, and you turn around and you see him just trudging off like up the hill, disappearing into like the rain, and you follow, and you just turn and you follow. And a little time passes in that rain, eventually, like, the rain thins. It never fully ends. It's just sort of like a steady sprinkle. And you realize, like, the sun, at some point in time, the sun started to go down. The storm camouflaged sort of the passage of time. You can see a little bit over to the west. Some of the sun's still there, so it's probably evening time, but still day. And you're up on this crest, and all of you look around, and you see the familiar sight of the henge. You see these kind of plinths, and some of them on the ground, some of them standing, a few, much like Stonehenge, for instance, like kind of crossing from one to the next. And they're all spread out. You look in the sky. It doesn't look like you were followed by the singer. Seems like you've gotten away. What are you guys doing at this point? You don't see signs of like a campfire or anything like that. So what do you do?
Lloyd, you've done it. Good work.
We've made it, but let's hope Poe's still here. Do you guys remember what he told us? What he's doing here?
We're cutting it close.
Meet him at the henge? No, that's. I think that was all the instructions he gave at the time.
I think it was a location and a day, and we are here. I imagine though, if he would have seen that the singer was up ahead, so I can't imagine he would have been just sitting here with a fire, just waiting to be found. So we might need to take a peek, and which might be some good hiding places, and see if he's there.
Right, let's see if we can find him then. But just be careful. There's a golem about.
You done good?
As long as the land don't change its path again, I think we'll be fine.
That's what happened, Kick. The land changed directions on you.
Aye.
That's where it was.
Aye, correct, Snaggletooth. The land's changed the path thing for us.
I mean, hell, why not? If weird, bubbling crude can come up out of the water with dead bodies, the land can shift too.
Aye.
So you look around a bit. As time passes, you still don't find him. But then, after dark, you see the little flicker of a fire, maybe about a half a mile north, and it's quickly smothered out. It's like someone started it and then like hit it or something like that. And you're able to kind of get the eye of where somebody is. And when you start to approach, you see a camp has been set up. There is like this very dimly lit campfire, and you can see that there are a few like chunks of rock and debris around it, almost trying to hide some of the light a bit. And you can see that there is a man kind of hunched over top of it, like trying to mess with it a little bit. And you recognize the familiar, slightly rotund body of Connor Poe. And he like kind of says something without even looking at you all. And he's like, "Cutting it a bit close, are we?"
We took the long way here, just to make things more difficult on ourselves, I suppose. But we made it.
We didn't want to get spotted by that. What's that glass golem thingy again? Singer.
Aye, the singer.
The singer. Yes. It didn't follow you, did it? No one followed you, did they?
But that's part why it took us a little bit longer.
Aye, we came from the elves across the water.
You came from the elves. Why did you?
Aye, they wouldn't lend me a boat at all, but I had to wait for Morgan to do it.
Why did you go south to the elves?
We
just
left
to get a boat to come here.
We left in a bit of a rush. Quite a lot of eyes on us and lack of trust and whatnot. So we took the exit that presented it to us, and that was quite the long way.
What are the elves? Are they still awake?
They hibernated.
Yeah.
I know, just Quelthier and Edrica are left.
Adraka. Yeah,
Adraka.
You got it.
Can definitely read my writing.
It's almost like they're holding down the fort for any stragglers to arrive and do their slumber, so to speak.
They're not hopeful at all.
Jack. What of Jack? Was he with him?
In hibernation, apparently.
Good. Good. Excellent. Oh, no.
It's
Do
been
you have
bad.
numbers? Yes, things are very bad. The calamity is nigh. Yes, everything is quite bad, Morgan. Yes, you're most perceptive. What of the numbers of the choir? How many are there? What secrets were you able to uncover? What do they know?
He's like kind of egging you guys. And as he turns to look at you, his face is like, he looks exhausted. He's covered in mud and sludge and stuff. He looks like he's been through the ringer. He's soaking wet, obviously, as you guys are.
They've pretty much taken over the town.
Aye, they
been
match your
helping
population,
folks.
if anything, I would say.
Yes, that's their way. Are people safe? Have they been treated well, at least? Or have the choir shown their true colors yet?
They've all been fine.
To everyone else, we've come upon a bit of misfortune, and Morgan will kind of show the mark on her neck.
He knows about this already.
Yeah, he already knows about that. Yeah.
Well,
this
now
is-
they know about it.
They really didn't like me very much at all, either.
Well, that's a credit to you then. They don't
They
like
were-
me much either.
About to show their colors and do the ritual on all of us to get rid of this thing and whatever they think it means.
Ritual.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that's not going to happen. We're not going to hopefully see them again. What? Did you get an eye? Did you get a feel for?
Poe, do you know why these crystal balls were in the sea caves? And they took it.
Crystal?
And he kind of looks back to the henge for a moment. Yeah.
Oh, yes. One of the beacons. They've recovered one.
Aye, they
From the
went
caves.
into the sea caves and pulled it out after we killed a sea monster that nearly ate Snaggletooth.
Yes. You all have had a very eventful few days. The crystal. Do you have it on you? Did you take it with you? We can put it back.
We were not able to keep it.
It hurt mostly to touch. Made me feel a bit weak and...
We saw things. I think we each saw something different when we came in contact with it. Those of us that did come in contact with it.
Well, what did you see? What did it show you?
Aye, the
with
calamity, I
it.
believe.
It was
the mountains
someone
getting destroyed.
rolling fog or something for someone.
Oh, it's from the mountains. Yes. Which one of you saw this?
Aye.
Kick, I need you to remember. Think carefully. Very carefully. This is very important. Where in the mountains did it begin?
I presume my character would know or be able to roll for that.
I would say like it was since it's not something that you probably knew to sort of point out to, I would probably want a roll just to see what you remember. Do you have anything in terms of like knowledge or memory, any kind of tags that might kind of help you in this case?
Highlander Mountaineer.
No, I'll take Mountaineer. I'll take a Mountaineer.
Mountaineer?
Yeah, I would take
let me
Mountaineer.
think here.
And I would take Highlander too, because of what you are. Like, so you might have the ability to discern one ridge from one peak more than maybe other people, right? Like for you,
that
you
makes
couldn't
sense.
tell two trees apart, but you might be
No.
able to tell two slopes apart. That could be something.
Aye, the
you-
trees
yeah,
are
I'll take
shifty.
that.
They move too much. They're going to come alive and take on the mountains.
They might. They definitely might.
Nope, absolutely not.
Okay.
Oh, what a roll.
I would,
Yeah.
Jeez. That's the
Yeah,
same
so
roll
sure,
I
let's do it in
rolled
one.
for navigation.
Yeah. The only consequence here is a narrative one in that you don't know specifically where. And as you try to describe it, like you realize like you don't know. You know it's the Western Mountains. Like you definitely know it's that north-south running Einarvar, like the very tall peaks through which the like you all used to go to the trading post, but then it kind of disappeared. The very same place where like Lloyd's parents disappeared and everything. But you don't know exactly where. And you can see that like he gets sort of frustrated and disappointed. It's okay. No, I have a good idea of where the hold is. And he like grabs his pack and he kind of pulls out this like long tube of parchment. And he kind of unfurls it on the ground. It's messy, it's patchy. And you would recognize a map of the region that looks a lot like what you've seen from Auntie Eldrin, Morgan. And you can see that there are all sorts of markings. Again, this is similar. You've seen Auntie Eldrin with one of these. You've seen the Twilight Choir with one of these. Morgan, at one point, I think when you guys had gone to... after you had returned from the sea caves, you went into the room and you kind of presented Denvar with this crystal. You were able to sort of tell that it looked like the choir's map didn't have as many landmarks kind of mapped out. But you can see Poe's is much more like Eldrin's. It's like it's dotted everywhere. And not only that, but you can see like there's recent things that he has kind of circled and crossed and circled and crossed. And there's like maybe three that he hasn't quite marked out. Like one is like over by Gravel Bay. You can see there's like sort of one far to the northwest, like kind of up where the beings beyond the forest are, right? And then you can see there's one up in the mountains. And so like the very mountains that you just referenced, Kick. And so he's like pointing to these and he's saying like, it's not here. That one's safe. That one's safe. That one's safe. And then he like kind of draws these lines between them. And he's like, almost like he's trying to triangulate in some ways. And he like holds the map up and he kind of looks in the dark. You can't really see the mountains themselves. Yes, it's up there. It must be up there. We'll go tomorrow. Yes. You all have any climbing gear?
No.
Well prepared. We might have some.
Oh, that is true. You did get some. I didn't.
Yeah. Lloyd is prepared. The rest of us are a little less so.
Yes. Good. Excellent. Well, this will be dangerous. And you weren't followed. I was not followed. Did they ask about me? Are they aware of
They
me?
raided
That's
your
all they
church
wanted to
quite
know.
thoroughly.
I was afraid of that. Yes. Well, that means... And did you see any of them leaving? Did they... Scouting parties, did they... or did they remain in the village?
Oh, no, they went out. There were boats that were traveling with people in them. I remember seeing in the morning.
And he like unfurls like he keeps it kind of on the ground, which is kind of wet, so it's getting a little damp, but it's like thick. It's like vellum or parchment. It's not like basic paper that's getting ruined. And he sets some like rocks in the corners, and you see he like takes this little smudgy like kind of charcoal nub, and he kind of crosses out the sea caves. So they've gotten the sea caves, and then where else did they go?
They found out about
Which
Tor
way?
Hollow. I didn't know that they didn't know about Tor Hollow, so I think they're going to go there.
No.
And he downs by Tor Hollow. He marks it.
We have to warn them.
For what it's worth, Poe, they don't have as much on their map as you do. I snuck a peek at it, and they don't have as much marked off as you.
Well, which do they don't know? And he's kind of pointing to and he points to one that looks to be like recently marked, and it's up by the clans, Kick. Like you can see like up where you're from.
They see this, and then
he points to one over by and he points to the henge too. It's like by Aberlin. He's like,
these as well.
And so Morgan will share the information of like what wasn't on their map.
Okay, and then
They wanted me to give an introduction to the Highlanders. I don't think they can have access to him yet, so they don't know.
Good. So then the main concern is Tor Hollow then. We need to get a message to them. We need to get them They need to leave. They need to venture to Aberlin. They can go to the elves. Yes, they can't be there. If we had to presume that the choir is going to hit Tor Hollow and remove from Tor Hollow's beacon the crystals, it's going to leave them defenseless. They won't be within the boundary. They won't be protected. If we want to save them, we either have to move them or we have to stop the choir. It's too late for that, I think. So we have to move them. We need to get a message to them.
Not sure.
Our boat might survive a trip back across the lake.
No. No, I need all of you. We need to go into the mountains. The hold is a dangerous place. It is a source of... No, I need all of you. We need...
Snaggletooth. What about Oswald? Have you seen him recently?
No, I hadn't seen him since the sea caves.
Oh, I fed a bunch of the crows out next to Auntie Eldra, and I'm pretty sure I got a message to them pretty well. They were all nattering at me. I couldn't understand it, but they were there, eating my food.
Snaggletooth, do you want to try to summon Oswald to see if you could actually call out to him?
I guess. I don't know how that works.
Concentrating face. It's her face.
I'm thinking bird thoughts. I'm thinking grubs and fatty meat.
Here,
Thinking flying.
Kick will put like a bit of bread on top of Snaggletooth's head.
Okay. Put together a pool. What do you think? What would you do to try to lure a crow to you?
I don't know that I have anything really that would. That's why I was doing my stupid thoughtful face, because that's all he's got is like, I'm going to think thoughts.
Gonna think.
I feel
You're
like
resourceful.
a homesteader
I'm
would know
resourceful.
something about what would
I don't
call...
have that anymore.
Oh, man.
I don't have my homesteader card anymore.
Okay.
So
Could
I mean, resourceful, that's part of where I was going with, like, I know the food that he likes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want to help those in need, and
It
Tor
is to
Hollow
help
is in
those in
need,
need, sure.
so you're
Do you
motivated.
still have Golden Heart?
Oh, yeah, I still got Heart of Gold. So I've still got Heart of Gold to help
Okay.
those in need, maybe resourceful.
Can I give Snaggletooth a +1 by giving him some food with, like, unexpected kindness or something?
Sure. Yeah, I'll take it. That's fine.
The crows loved me as far as Kick is concerned. She fully believes this.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Sure.
You did treat them pretty well, so that's fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can take that. That's fine.
Okay. That's an unexpectedly good pool.
Okay.
You got this.
See Snaggletooth laying out
Just
some...
don't roll like me and you'll be fine.
Just like holding the food out of his hand in one hand, just like doing the whole thing where he's like poking at his temple and just thinking real hard. Well, no,
What'd
it's
you do?
+4, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that actually gets me up to a 7. It's just by the skin of his teeth. Just like,
God.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So that is a success with consequence. Okay. So you guys are talking for a bit. And so I'm going to say maybe he's not going to immediately just like poof and appear, right? But you lay some stuff out. And so, and I know what the consequence is already going to be, but we'll say like the conversation continues. And he's very panicked, but he's very worried about Tor Hollow specifically. And you also see him like looking at where the sea caves is, and he's kind of almost doing like protractor like geometry stuff and seeing if like an arc reaches Isvig, and it's not quite reaching there. And you also see there's another dot like right on the outskirts of Isvig as well. And so he doesn't, but he's testing it, and then he's very much concerned with it. Like the only one that doesn't seem to like he does a whole lot of work to is over by Gravel Bay. But you can see he's very concerned about Tor Hollow, and he's like, there's something he's trying to figure out. There's something he's trying to deduce about what the sea caves and that thing being ripped from the sea caves, what that means for Isvig. So you guys are welcome to ask him questions and talk to him and such while we wait for the arrival of whatever the hell your crow's name was. Oswald.
Oswald.
For what it's worth, they were saying it seems like when they find these things, they aren't always the same. Like, that one seemed to be almost like staff-like, I guess.
They were using little prisms to open it up, and they'd mentioned taking them from other locations and that it was safe to take them. I didn't quite believe it, but, you know.
Well, then, and I saw and heard chanting when I touched it, and it was these tall, sort of hunched over creatures that were standing around and doing the chanting, and that's what I saw when I touched it, and I've not felt right ever since.
It's the Toranok. You had a vision of the past. Yeah. The ancients. Yes. And you, Lloyd, what did you see?
I believe I saw the same thing, but I felt great touching it. I feel great now.
You do have a glow to you. And you see he like reaches down into his, like underneath his big thick robe, underneath his collar, and he kind of pulls out this like rope, this necklace. And he himself has like a kind of a tarnished, dirty looking prism, and he holds it up to his eye, and he kind of looks at it.
Yes. You have some sort of enchantment on you, it seems, Lloyd. That'll be handy, I think. Yes, good.
Lloyd, didn't you get some kind of stuff on your face when you were over there? It's
Right, in the caves.
Oh, I pulled it off.
We've been seeing all around. Do you know about it, Poe?
About what?
This material we've been finding in Tor Hollow, even in the caves. This amber, like...
Yes, that's how we're going to survive this. Yeah. It's quite safe, more or less. You see, the Toranok, they had a plan. We've had many centuries to collect everything we can about them, to learn everything we can about them, about whatever it is that they tried to protect themselves. And they were a very ingenious people. They were touched by sorcery. They were, well, creative. They were smiths, crafters, but sorcerers most of all. And they imbued in their machinery certain wards, certain abjuration magic that would protect regions that were within proximity to these beacons. And they would use their amassed materials, and they tried to encase themselves. And he looks around and like he sees maybe you have like a piece of the amber in his hand. He just grabs it. In this, they put themselves, they tried to, within this, so that whatever horrific, apocalyptic things befall the region, the mountains fall, the seas rise, whatever it might be, they would be safe within this. You see? And we are going to do the same thing. Yes.
What? We're putting ourselves in amber.
Yes. Yeah. More than this. Don't worry. There. If what I've read is true, Stony Mold, it is here. This was the capital of their, well, part of their civilization. It spread across the continent, but here, Stony Mold, the smartest minds of their entire civilization, the greatest sorcerers. They had this ready, but something, we're not sure what, something went wrong. I believe where they erred, where the mistake that they made is that they tried to cover too large a territory. They tried to protect the entire continent. They tried to protect everything. And that is why we are going to just, That's why I've come here, to focus on a single territory, a single region. The valley, Isvik, Apelin, Gravel Bay, Tor Hollow. It's a small enough region. We've made sure to keep others from coming here, and I think it'll work. Yes. You see, you understand, yes? Yes.
Are you... How? I'm so confused.
Are we basically going to hibernate in our own way like the elves do?
Yes, Snaggletooth, yes, exactly like that. They descend into the earth, into the roots, and that protects them, but we cannot do that. We are not of that blood. Jack is distant, but is. We are not, so we have to find a different way. And this will work. I promise you, it will.
Lloyd was getting cozy a bit with Denver, like he might be able to get the crystal back if we need to put it. We could maybe steal it back to put it back in the sea caves.
Well, I think, and he gestures to his map, I think Isvik is still safe. There was and he points to like this far off point to the east, and you can kind of look at it on our map. There's like off to the east, like Gulholm, like it's like this sort of lighthouse area, and you guys know it's just essentially ruins and stuff out there, but no one, I believe, lives here anymore. It's abandoned since we stopped getting, and I think Isvik is still safe. Now, my concern is Tor Hollow, because if they remove the crystal, the beacon from Tor Hollow, then they will be unprotected. You see?
Why do you happen to know why they're taking them? What's the purpose for them to take these out of these areas?
Oh, goodness. Because there was a schism centuries ago, decades ago for me. They believe that making and unmaking are part of the natural order, that if we were to disrupt or bypass the calamity, that we are going against the will of God, or gods, or however you was to phrase it, and that we must allow the calamity to do the will of the Unmaker, just as we allow creation to do the will of the Maker. They care more about dogma and doctrine than they care about people. You see?
Aye.
That makes sense.
Shouldn't get to make that decision for everyone.
Now, you said something interesting just a moment ago. You said centuries ago and then decades for yourself?
You done this before? The whole Amber thing?
No. I mean, there has always been my order is an old one. It's an ancient one. We have been studying the Turanok since our origin in the centuries after the last calamity, I presume. And there has always been different schools of thought, as is to be expected. But it was only when I was younger, when I was 24, 25, where my mentor and I were, and among others, the movement towards what the choir now considers orthodoxy, it gained greater traction than anyone could ever imagine. They started excommunicating those of us who thought a different way. They started executing others as well. Only their way, only their view. And that is why myself and some of others, we spread to different corners of the continent. My task was here. My brothers, my sisters, their tasks were other regions similar to this. I don't know if they have been successful, but my task was here. You understand?
You can see like he's got that like old man frustrated because he's like explaining it, but like it looks like you guys don't fully get it, and he's just like sort of frustrated.
You did something that made sure that outsiders weren't coming here for a period of time.
Yes. I needed
Are you
time.
the one that got Attic?
What? Attic?
Snaggletooth has some new friends called Attic Taffy and Cutter. That's his reference there.
I don't know those people.
You made references trying to have some ships block them off, and then
Yes.
that's what I get for putting my brains together.
They're from Gravel Bay. We saw them on the road.
Well, I did a few things. I made sure, with the help, he kind of looks towards Lloyd with your your parents. We ensured that the trade road wouldn't reach the post on the other side, so that no one could come or go. Word of the arrival of a man of the Maker did not spread. I sowed rumors that Isvig and Gravel Bay was lost to raiders to deter merchants from coming up the coast. Yes, I hurt no one in the process. It was rumor. No one was harmed. But I needed to isolate our territory. You see, I needed time to find the hold. It was hidden here somewhere. I knew it was here. I didn't know where. But if you say...
And he kind of turns to Kick. He's like, if you say it's
in the mountains, then it must be
here. And he just kind of like drops his big old sausage fingers down towards the map, and he just like slaps it.
Like, here somewhere.
But you're saying no one got hurt, but Lloyd's parents did.
No. That was different. That I had nothing to do with that. You must talk to your uncle about that. That was there. They found a cache of some sort of depot built into the mountains, and when we blew the ridge and it came tumbling down, there was something inside of it, and your father, your mother, and your uncle were reaping the rewards of it. I warned them not to. I warned them. The Turanok were... I don't know if they were benevolent people, but they were... they had weapons. They had sorcery. I'm sorry. But no, I did not hurt them. I promise you this, Lloyd. Had nothing to do with it.
Yes, my uncle spoke to me about it. He's told me about them all the time.
Good.
Aye, okay, Pooh. Then what are we planning to do here? What's the next steps that we need to happen now that we've met you here?
In the morning, we go up into the mountains. Perhaps if we get closer, your memory will get jogged, and we find where the hold is. I know that it is south of here, and he kind of like slams a big old finger down onto one of the peaks of the mountains. And I know that it is north of here. But in this stretch of ridge, there is a hidden hold, and we will find it. We'll find it. You're a hardy
We'll help you with this.
mountaineer. Yes?
Aye.
You can do it, for sure. And Snaggle as well. They're both mighty strong.
We can make it happen.
And as Snaggletooth talks, you hear the sounds of caw, and you see coming down from the storm, like the dark, not really storming anymore. It's kind of started to fade. You see, like there's like a little bit of lightning in the distance to the east. It's kind of passing over, but you see Oswald come and kind of land down right where you've like placed your little goodies and things. But Snaggletooth, as you're looking up and you see the flicker of lightning off to the east, you see that Oswald's not the only thing flying through the sky. as you see this crystal rainbow-colored prism that seems to be moving at great speed and with wide wings in the direction of the henge, the blessed singer.
Oh,
And that-
dadgummit, that's what thinking will get you.
That is where we'll go ahead and stop for tonight, and we'll pick up on that next week.
Oh,
Don't
no.
think is your takeaway, Jeremy?
2 hours already.
That is my takeaway.
Oh, my
Yeah, it
goodness.
has been 2 hours. It's moved pretty fast. Yeah.
Made it to him. Oh,
You guys did. It was super close. You guys were in such a pinch. You're like, I got really nervous.
Yeah.
Last time -3. That's rough.
I think
But you guys did well
general
on the lake,
navigation is
which
just
good.
not good for me.
Yeah.
you in those roles were just
Not good. I got a lot of 1s, a lot of 3s today.
yeah. Good gracious. And Lloyd over here is just like, oh, I'm a roll of 15. I'm confident.
15. Yeah, I know, right?
So next time you guys will go off into really dangerous mountain pass, look for an ancient sorceress base, and try
So
to put everybody into amber, just like the mosquitoes made dinosaurs from Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Yay.
Yeah,
This is a good
Oh
idea.
my gosh. And we found
great.
a fairy in amber earlier, and now we're going to
You
be
did.
like that.
Yep, and they were fine.
Uh,
They were dead for different reasons.
Yeah.
Different reasons.
Yeah, because they were an asshole. They tried to rob a 7-Eleven.
Oh,
All right, let's get out of here. It's good to be back.
Yes.
We haven't played in like 3 weeks. I haven't played the role playing game in like 3 weeks, so a little rusty. But it's good to be back. Let's close it down. Next stream we got is Saturday. We're back with more Call of Cthulhu. We are very near the end. Episode 71. I don't think that's going to be the final one, but I do think we're in the 3 to 15 range, depending on choices. I don't think we've got maybe 2 months at most, a month or 2 left. So it's getting pretty close to the end.
but it
So we'll
depends
pick
on
up that.
choices.
Yeah, it really does. Some choices can make that go faster. Some choices can make that go slower. We'll see how that plays out. But we are in the end game for sure. Then after that, we've got Monday. I think we're going to try to do some We're in Danger. I'm going to try to bust out some sci-fi versions of the game I've been working on for the past several months, so you can kind of see that. I might even start to bust out some mothership scenarios and see if I can run it with my rules. We'll see. Tuesday, we're not ready yet, but coming soon, Kipser, what are we going to be playing?
We are going to be playing the Wild Sea. We will have sailors of the verdant sea sailing out on chainsaw ships through a wake of leaves and greenery.
Very, very cool. So that'll be later this month. So not just yet, but soon, very soon. We're going to be playing that. And then, that's it for us. So oh my God, I forgot I was supposed to, while you're talking, I was supposed to be setting up a raid
going. Yes,
while
were.
you were
Yeah,
talking, and I didn't do that. So,
We had lots of
So-
subs tonight, so thank you for the subs. We had
Awesome.
Pipe earlier, so
Yay.
Thank you
yay.
so
Welcome
much.
back,
Very,
everybody,
very
from the
kind.
holidays.
yeah, it's great to be
Happy
back.
New Year, everybody.
Great to be back. Happy New Year. I hope all of you had as good of resolutions as our players.
And you can tell my head is not disappearing, so I've got a green screen back here now for the first time.
Yay.
Awesome.
Yay.
Looks great.
My
Looks
head
great.
was here the whole time.
Amazing.
Fantastic. All right, let's Omega Ohms playing some aliens. We're gonna give them a raid. All right, have a great rest of your night, everybody. We'll see y'all later. Bye bye.
Good night.